As Mike just said, the Steelers play host to the Dolphins on Monday night in Pittsburgh. What challenge does Miami pose to Pittsburgh?
Man, I know the Dolphins' record is what it is. They're likely out of the playoffs. Do not sleep on this run game because I am telling you, week after week now, they're putting up some of the filthiest tape in terms of running of any team in the NFL. I mean, they lead the league in explosive run rate. Devon Achane leads all running backs in rushing yards over expected per carry. They use motion at the highest rate, which gives the Pittsburgh Steelers trouble. And a lot of the things they do in the run game in terms of using misdirection, eye candy, Achane getting into the edge, these are all things that Pittsburgh has struggled with, particularly the second level of their defense. So they got to come into this with a game plan for that rushing attack because it is one of the trickiest to solve in the entire league.
Yeah, Achane had a bonkers day this past Sunday meeting, and he didn't even play the entirety of it as he got banged up with that rib injury. But a reminder, it's our Week 15 Monday Night Football matchup. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers host Devon Achane and the Dolphins, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app, with Peyton and Eli on ESPN2. Coverage kicks off with NFL Live. That's right, us at 3 Eastern, and Scott Van Pelt to the Monday Night Countdown crew at 6 Eastern.
Out early on the December 9th here, 7-year anniversary of the Miami Miracle. Yeah, we got out at 1:30. This rain is going to be tough once it freezes. Last night, the Dolphins practice in Pittsburgh. Tomorrow night, they play. Look at this intro with Fox.
This is Fox NFL Kickoff. Giddy up.
Welcome to the Winter Wonderland. Dream about your little kid way out in the snow, right? I don't think she can beat this. There's something about the cold. A stadium painted white. The game slows. Time freezes. And then chaos. Players carve through the storm.
What a special run!
Catches stolen from the sky. Wind chill that feels like contact. Every stop and every score takes your breath away. Sit back. Let the weather take over. Fox NFL Kickoff is delivered.
Fired up for Monday Night Football, no doubt about that. Need to figure out if I'm watching the game here in the Dolphins' upper room or going lower level.
Weather will play a factor in this big Week 15.
Absolutely, Sheffy's once again channeling his inner Ginger Z there as we look at some of this weather game. I think fans are fascinated. I've always felt this way by weather games, to see you guys go out there and play and coach in those conditions. Teddy, if you think back on your career, cold weather games, anything jump immediately to mind?
Yeah, we all know it just feels different in cold weather, but amazing things happen. I think the most amazing thing I've ever seen happen in a cold game in 2003 when we played the Miami Dolphins. My backer hood brother, Ted Johnson, took on a guard by the name of Jamie Nails and split his helmet like an egg. Right there. So cold weather, the helmets feel a little different. They get a little bit crackly, and then Ted split Jamie Nails right there. You see it. It just dropped right to the ground after Ted put him helmet to helmet. Big old Ted Johnson, blockhead that he was. And man, woo, I saw it from the sideline. I was like, oh my gosh, Ted just broke somebody's helmet. One of the most amazing things I ever saw by Ted.
Hard to throw it, hard to catch it. You know, real quick, one thing, fans.
A few more photos from last night. I just love it. There's Jack Jones, 23, Jordan Brooks. And there's a picture from the last time the Dolphins played in Pittsburgh. They won 34-28. God, that was a great game. 2013.
The Dolphins can still make the playoffs. Here's how. Right now, they have a 1% chance of making the playoffs. Requirement number 1 is winning out. I'm not saying this is likely, but you look at the other things they need to happen, it's not super crazy. All the Dolphins need this week is New England to beat Buffalo at home and Seattle to beat Indy at home. In Week 16, the Dolphins only need one thing to happen. It's a little dicey, but if the Browns host the Bills and upset them with Shedeur Sanders at quarterback, that's all they need in the final week of the season. It's at 1% for a reason, but I think there's a small chance the Miami Dolphins make the playoffs.
How the Dolphins prepared last night in Pittsburgh. On this date,
That could be devastating to a
1986.
team to get a penalty.
Great games.
It is Duper, touchdown.
Great moments on NBC Sports. I remember watching that at the 909.
Mark Duper, his third touchdown reception. Dan Marino, 5 touchdown passes.
Oh, yeah.
Action of Don Shula and the Dolphins. 3 minutes and 4 seconds into overtime. It is Miami 37, Los Angeles 21, a 75-yard touchdown drive. Will be back.
Yeah. Doesn't get much more beautiful than that, Dolphin-wise. This game's been back and forth all day. The Dolphins need the Patriots to win. Giorgio's cheering, I know. And we'll see what happens here. And Buffalo's going to win. They were down 21 rock, and well, it's not over, as evidenced by some high school plays last night out of Florida and Louisiana, but wow. 318 rather, on this Sunday. Look at what Kevin Harlan says.
And this is the playoff picture. The Chiefs are done. A dominant team for a decade, and it ends today in a 3-point loss to the rival, the Chargers.
I like it. Dolphins. Phillip Rivers at Seattle, just signed, 44, 45 years old. Can't wait. Hasn't played in 5 years. I want to see his first snap. So here comes Phillip. This is huge.
Phillip Rivers watched the Colts game from his couch. 1 week later, he's under center for Indianapolis. I think today's going to start with him just having to get his emotions under control. Lee Washington was in this game.
There's Colts fans in the house, smiling, phones up. Is he going to throw it on the first play? Allie Reburn, there's your guy. Right. Okay. Another handoff. Wow.
And it's at home.
I don't feel bad. I think about the guy in back.
Tell me when to go. Welcome to NFL Live from Pittsburgh. The Miami Dolphins, Pittsburgh Steelers, Monday Night Football. We are having some technical difficulties, so Laura Rutledge and friends will be with you in a moment to bring you the very latest from Pittsburgh, where it's supposed to be cold tonight for the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers, but there is plenty of NFL news to get. And there you go, the Steelers defensive captain Cam Hayward sitting down with our Hannah Storm. And there you see freezing cold Pittsburgh, where our Laura Rutledge, Mina Kimes, Marcus Spears, Dan Orlovsky, Ryan Clark, and Peter Schrager are waiting to come back to join you.
The reason why we're here for Monday Night Football tonight. And this is the matchup between Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. And how about that run game of Miami with these Dolphins? 8 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app with Peyton and Eli on ESPN2. And Lisa Salters on the broadcast tonight, of course. And Lisa, kind enough to join us now. Of course, she's outside in the cold, so we're going to try to get you in and out here as quick as possible, Lisa.
As quick as possible?
I know.
Why wouldn't they stop talking?
I know,
about that game.
Except, well,
let's move it along, people. Mina, stop asking questions. RC, stop talking.
Dan, you need to know about the Steelers and the Dolphins ahead of this one as we bring Adam Schefter back in here. Chilly, very snowy Pittsburgh. Game time temp around 20 degrees. It'll feel like 10. Adam, what should we know about the latest and the injuries in this one? I believe you're going to tell us more about Achane.
Well, a couple of running back injuries of note tonight, Laura. Devon Achane is taken off the injury report despite the fact that he left the last game with a rib injury. They don't feel like he's going to be limited at all tonight. He's been spectacular when he's been out there, and the Dolphins are relying on him in a game against the Steelers in which their running back, Jaylen Warren has been added to the injury report with an illness. I'm told he's got a stomach bug. He was not doing great this morning. They're pumping him with IV, and they expect him to be out there tonight. But TJ Watt will not be out there tonight. The speculation swirling around the futures of both coaches tonight. We heard Steelers fans voice their opinion a couple of weeks ago, and yet here Mike Tomlin is in first place in the AFC North. There is a team option on his contract that they have to decide on by March 1st, 2026. Watch that date. And the Dolphins head coach, Mike McDaniel, has his team on the winning track right now. They have a better winning percentage than the Kansas City Chiefs, and he seems to be coaching his way back to next year's team with the Miami Dolphins, with this team playing some of its best football of the season in recent weeks.
Yeah, you told us this week that sometimes you have to hit rock bottom and look around and see who everybody really is. He looked around and saw his coaches and players and realized they were exactly who he thought they were. That's how they kind of picked themselves up by their bootstraps and began to win some games. We'll see what they can pull off tonight with that run game that's been a lot of fun to watch. Let's turn our attention now to a little bit of more information. A $10 bet wins you $300, people. Come on, Peter, making you night, holding sole possession of first place in the AFC North. Look at that, okay? They currently have a 54%. We'll see what Rodgers does tonight. But on the Miami Dolphins side of things, they're, of course, hoping that they can contain Rodgers, telling me that it's difficult to do no matter how well Rodgers has been playing or if he's been struggling. Doesn't matter his age, he's still Aaron Rodgers. And we've talked about the cold tonight. That, of course, is a factor that the Dolphins are dealing with. It's about 67 degrees there tonight, and it's going to feel like maybe about 10 here, okay? I see varying temperatures, and all of them sound bad. So what the Dolphins actually did is they came here a couple days early. They practiced in the snow. They were able to get accustomed to some of this weather. They said they didn't do it specifically to feel the snow, but that was kind of an added benefit to getting out here and getting a little bit more familiar with this. If you look at the video, nobody's really wearing sleeves. They were really embracing all of it. You heard from Adam Schefter earlier about Devon Achane. He is expected to play in this game tonight, and that's huge for this Dolphins offense that has found so much creativity in the run game. That says 19 degrees. Okay, feels like 10, I think, tonight in this game.
You mentioned it's a real narrative, and we hear about it all the time, that the Dolphins can't play in cold weather. And 2 years ago in a playoff game, they went to Kansas City on a Sunday night or Saturday night. Andy Reid had the frozen walrus mustache, and the Dolphins offense did not look like it did the entire regular season. Last year on Thanksgiving, same thing. Tua can't win in the cold. They go to Green Bay. They look terrible. It's a cold weather game. What version of Tua, what version of the Dolphins are we going to see? Because last week against the Jets, they ran up and down the field, and they've been one of the hottest teams in football. Curious to see what version we get, and if Tua can maybe put a halt to some of these narratives that he can't win in cold weather. They're 0-5 all time with Mike McDaniel under 40 degrees. It's about 15 out there today.
Different team. Different identity and different philosophy. Absolutely. I think it's become one of the 5 best run games in the NFL. It's really a 3-headed monster, and Tua's kind of the secondary thought now. It's Ollie Gordon. It's Devon Achane. It's Jalen Wright. It's the way that they use their fullback and their 6th offensive lineman. This is a Pittsburgh Steelers defense that has struggled to defend the run all season long. Would I be shocked if Mike McDaniel just absolutely dialed up different run game against a defense and they went for over 150 yards rushing the football tonight? Absolutely not. I think the Dolphins have a legit chance to win this football game. And the other part, I can make the case that their linebackers are playing as good as anybody in football. Dotson and Brooks are playing absolutely sensational. I think it's a good football game tonight.
Matters a lot against the Steelers offense. The run game is something we have loved watching this year. It's so creative with all the motions and different personnel groupings. But also, this offensive line is kicking butt. Dan's point, very different in terms of the physicality required to play outside. That said, I expect the Steelers to sell out to stop the run. There is going to be a moment in this game where the Dolphins come out with 6 offensive linemen, and Tua is going to have the opportunity to hit a play-action shot. Can he hit that? The Steelers also, by the way, probably the exact same thing. They use a lot of 6 offensive linemen as well. Little moments like that. It's going to be mostly about the run, but Tua's going to have hit a couple times.
You legitimately went where I was going to go. The few plays that he has to make with his arm and maybe have to extend at a certain point in this football game, will he be able to capitalize on that? It's going to come down to some of those third downs, some of those critical plays to continue a drive going when everything is not going well. This game, and I agree with you, Dan, Tua is secondary in this offense based on what we watch. This game is about Tua, though.
Yeah.
When it comes, And I'm not talking about volume. I'm talking about those, to your point,
Quality over
3 or 4
quantity.
hidden situations where he's going to have to play quarterback at a high level.
I just wanted to point something out. We're talking about Tua and his struggles in the cold weather. I just wanted to bring this to you from John Parolin, one of our great researchers. Including playoffs, Aaron Rodgers has 14 starts in 20 degrees or less since 2008, more than twice as many as any other quarterback in that span. He has more wins, 8, than any other quarterback has starts, 6, in 20 degrees or less since 2008. He loves the cold weather. I know. Okay, a little news before we get to our game picks here. Adam Schefter said that can jump to 62% with a win, drops to 4% with a loss. That's just how important this one is. Time to pick this one here. Marcus is the only one that's picking the home team, the Steelers. Why going against the grain here? Everybody else on the Dolphins.
Look, I think the Steelers found some explosive plays last week, and that's the one thing that we saw them not have success with.
That's my score right there.
You're at home. And this is Miami
My score.
in below 20 degrees. That's a real thing. They're going to have to prove that they can play in this weather with this offense and revamp how they run the football. I ain't seen them do it yet.
All right, again, we'll see what happens. This field, 8 Eastern is the game. Monday football comes your way. Monday countdown comes your way.
Really dangerous Charles Clay.
12 years ago.
Catches the ball, makes a turn, doesn't go down, and goes in for the touchdown.
Dolphins won it.
Watch this again. 2 Steelers have him wrapped up, including Troy Polamalu. But Clay somehow stays up. Dolphins.
You know, what the hell is he talking about? You know, maybe he's on a different level, McGenius guy, whatever the hell he is, nerd boy. But anyway, their team has no respect for the coach. They play like that. They're like, come on, man, get us a dang guy in here. Where's the physicality of this team? What did you say?
They're soft. They're soft.
They're soft. Like, I'm with you on that.
And
every part of their football team, they have tons of talent on this team. Daniel, we were talking, that's why you picked them to win, because they have tons of talent. Yeah. They don't play with any passion or any smoke to them. What the hell?
Shout out to Mike McDaniel, man. Like, did we not have Mike McDaniel? Like, we had him dead to right, and all they've done is kind of, change how they go about their business, running the football, playing physical. He's turning around.
Nerd boy, McGenius. What do we say about him now?
Mick doing terrific. Like nerd boy, my hat's off to you. You had this thing going, and the defense is playing well too. So really, Mike McDaniel's done a hell of a job. I mean, probably the last 4 weeks of the season, he's been outstanding.
Like just from how we operate, how we breaking the huddle, getting to the line of scrimmage, and like just with our style of offense, like they don't know what's coming. So you can just see it in their face. They look confused. They spooked. They don't know what they're finna get hit with. So yeah, I can definitely see it in their face.
Steelers face the Miami Dolphins on ABC's Monday Night Football.
Oh, time to head home. Good day of teaching. Fin fan here. Very, very excited. Oh man, I know they can do it. I know they can run the ball. This is a different team. Good job, Coach McDaniel. Little warmer in the air. It's going to be a nice drive back to Big Stone City. Heading out here on a Monday. Fins up.
And blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Yes, 26 degrees in Big Stone City, I say, and pretty calm. Arriving here at the Palace. Sounds like my wife will be here with pizza soon. Italian sausage and pineapple.
The North Shore, Pittsburgh, downtown where the confluence
Yes, the rivers, they are frozen, baby. There is ice in the rivers. One of the best settings in this sport. Home to the 6-time Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, one of the most successful franchises in NFL history. However, it has been a minute, in fact, more than a few minutes since they've made postseason noise, pressure building, fan base. Baltimore, can he keep it rolling in the cold? And with the cold in mind, we know how it has affected Miami.
Scott, hit it.
I love for the drop, but I can't find it. I'm going to find it. Tua Tagovailoa has not been great when it's been sub 40, but they have turned things around this season. I don't know if anybody outside the building believed that could happen. Playoff race heats up on a bone-chilling night in December in Pittsburgh. We get you set for the Steelers and the Dolphins.
Yeah. So good. So good.
Football in Acrisure is going to be a big game. The accomplishment for us is to go 1-0 from here on out. I mean, they're a hot team right now, so we still got a tough task ahead of us.
We didn't come to play with. We're going to win this game because of us.
Down he goes, Alex Highsmith. It's intercepted. Minka Fitzpatrick. Aaron Rodgers, touchdown.
We know it's a state game. We know we got to go out there and dominate the rest of this game. We have to go earn a win, but we're not going to.
Like the great Vincent Brody said, it's the only thing that really matters.
Monday Night Countdown is presented by DraftKings Sport Night here in December in Pittsburgh. They used to call it Heinz Field. It's now known as Acrisure, and it is great to be in the company of my guys. It's former Super Bowl champion here in Pittsburgh, Ryan Clark, the future. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go, baby.
Swag, you said you don't give a damn what anybody says. You're feeling good and warm, aren't you?
Sheep's wool. I'm never gonna do it again.
I got the layers, and a shout to the great Don Wynn who made us. All right, on the field, Tua Tagovailoa, he's taking the hat off and trying to get acclimated. We know the story. When the temperature has dipped below 40 degrees, it is 13 consecutive losses for this team. But fellas, in the weather in Cleveland back in October, when they lost and fell to 1-6, they looked like they were finished. Not the case at all. They have won 4 in a row. They have won 5 or 6. Actually, on this graphic, they would need a hell of a lot to go right, but they are still on the graphic, which is pretty amazing. They need Houston to lose out. They need the Colts to lose twice. Meanwhile, the Ravens keeping the pressure on Pittsburgh, who is squarely in the
That
mix.
can happen.
Those two play right here, company always. And we're going to visit with this guy, who was the 3rd leading rusher in the National Football League until Bijan went out and went crazy. He's already had his crack in Week 15. One of the top rushers in the game, Devon Achane, is going to talk to the fellas about the approach tonight.
H.N. jersey coming for you, Alex. Christmas vapor. Sweet throwback.
We're approaching Christmas time. RC and Swag are with a player who is a big reason why. Gentlemen?
Hey, I'm down here on the film here with Marcus Spears, the king of the north, and also Devon Achane, who entered this week 3rd in the NFL in rushing. I think it's going to be like 18 at the start of this game. Talk a little bit about the practice you guys had here at night at Robert Morris to get acclimated to some of this weather.
Like you said, we came out here early. Like you said, we knew it was gonna be cold, and just happened to be it was snowing, so it was it was good for us. And like you said, man, this is December football, so like you said, we knew it was gonna be cold. If it snowed, we was gonna be cool with that. But I mean, it was good for us to come out here and get acclimated to it. So when we come out here and game, that we be ready.
Yeah, I think one of the stories that's starting to form of this football season is how you guys are resurging, and y'all doing that with a strong run game spearheaded by this offensive line and you. What were the conversations like when y'all were going through that tumultuous time to be here right now as one of those teams that's surging late in the season?
Like you said, we knew like later on in the season, like we knew what type of football we was gonna be able to have to play. And like you said, beginning of the season they wasn't too good, but like you said, we just kept working, we kept our head down, and we knew like we were gonna have to be able to run the ball, and that's something that we pride ourselves on. And like you said, it been helping us.
You know, Marcus is talking about the way this season started. Not only was it difficult to win games, but you lose Tyreek Hill. one of the most explosive players in football. And it seemed like after that, they put the football in your hands. How much have you relished in the responsibility of being the guy that had the offense on his back?
It's been a big job for me. Like you said, I prepared for it. Like you said, we lost 10, and like you said, we have to, adjust. Like you said, football is all about adjustments and what you can do on the fly. And I feel like we've been doing pretty well. Like you said, I feel like, losing somebody like that, people probably thought, what they gonna do without him. And I feel like we've been successful as we would be with him or without him. So, like I said, we would love to have him, but like I said, anything happens to football.
Yeah, look, me and RC are part of the media now, and when we played, we were in locker rooms, me, him, and Jason Kelsey. Man, your coach, who Scott Van Pelt has been very, very, very congratulatory to because of how you guys have weathered the storm and seemingly playing better. What was the feeling between you guys and Mike when it was going bad? What were those conversations like? What was his message to you all?
One thing I do say, when everything was going on, it was going bad for us. He never changed. He came in every day the same, kept the same energy. And he always knew, he always told us, it's just like simple things, little things that turn the season around.
Yeah.
We believed in him, he believed in us. So that was pretty much the big thing of, coming in, make sure we keep the same energy and make sure we don't put fingers at nobody.
I have one quick question for you. How does it feel to know that Texas A&M has beat LSU for the last time now that we have Lane Kiffin?
Hold on, man.
It felt good. It feels good. That kind of, that's something we're supposed to do.
Break.
No, you're supposed to do. Hey, Sam, man, I appreciate you, but I see you got the shorts on, making sure you get ready to get out here and have a good night.
Yes, sir. Good luck tonight.
Appreciate you.
All right.
I love my boys. I love my boys. Go DA.
He should ask what time's LSU's playoff game this
Miami
week.
Dolphins.
I'm going to Denver. Sean Tate, you talked about 11 straight wins. Oh, my bad. I'm ahead of the show. Miami coming in with one of the best formidable run games in the league. The technique and the ability to clog up the middle of the line of scrimmage is going to be imperative. That's something that the Pittsburgh Steelers is struggle with. It's cut back, it's get you going one way, running back getting north to south, and they're giving up chunk plays. The run game is what Miami is going to have. Pittsburgh is going to have to be better at defending.
Absolutely. No, it's good. And it's not even the run game. It's also the play action. Look at this stuff. This is so creative. The fullback goes over there. They got a guard pulling. They got action going to the right. The safeties have to rock and roll. Nobody is left accountable for the tight end. Center sneaking out there.
Greg Dulcich.
Later. All right, the creativity that Mike McDaniel does is ridiculous. It's like, I don't know what this formation is like wishbone. These guys are exploding to the sideline. Drawing linebackers out, they're off to the numbers, and nobody's left over the middle of the ball. Easy completion for Tua again. And then here we go, got a naked action, but they actually pulled the tackle. Linebackers and pulling linemen, they get attached to those pullers to try and make the gaps right. Nobody's there for the tight end on the backside. This play action game can be devastating for Miami.
People love all that eye candy, right?
Oh.
And then when it was Tyreek and Mostert and all that speed, now they're just bludgeoning people in this run game.
Absolutely.
And there's Tua. The stories are understood as it relates to the cold weather and as it relates to their inability to win these games. This is a monster opportunity tonight to add to what is now 5 out of 6 and 4 consecutive victories during this 4-game streak. A lot of defense and a much improved turnover margin as well. That's how Miami has been victorious more often than not of late. All right, Swag, you're ready to put 40-second lists against O's Perlman's tricks, as the Dolphins found out when he visited during training camp and freaked him out. That's what the man does professionally.
Yep.
Miami Dolphins! Folks, you've seen the clips, and I see the faces. You go, no, there's no way you can get inside my head. There's no way you can read my mind. Am I right? Coach, stand up for me. Yeah. Let's hear it for Coach McDaniel, everybody. Nope. Not getting in. I'm going to have you look around this room. Random, spontaneous, impulsive. You don't know what you're about to do you? Never. So how would I know? We're going to pick one player at random. You don't know who it's going to be right now. You're going to throw them that ball. It's all about speed. They're going to catch that ball. I'm going to have them stand up. They're going to look around the room. They're going to do the same thing. We're going to get that ball around the room fast. Ready? Uh-huh. Grab that ball. Mm-hmm. Look around this room. Throw that ball. Who's it going to? Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb. Stand up, Bradley. All right. Where's it going?
Mike Hilton.
Go catch. Go. Throw that ball. Who's it going to?
Yes.
Stand up for him, please. All about speed. Who's it going to?
It's coming.
Lefty catch. Yeah. 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 Tua, look around the room. Throw to him. Oh. Devon, throw that ball. Who's getting last? Tyreek, stand up. Go back in time. All right. And you picture the face of somebody you have not seen in years. When was the last time you spoke to this person?
On the third grade.
Third grade? Danny. Is his first name Danny?
Yeah. Danny is his name.
Something's off. He wasn't. Why do you get...
That's
There's some sort of thing here. Why not? There's something about him. You don't call him Danny, do you?
Wait, what's his nickname? What's his nickname?
What's his nickname?
Yeah. Cause I mean,
hold on. You haven't seen this kid since third grade. You're asking me what's his nickname? What'd you call him in third grade? What's his nickname?
Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom.
I swear to God, bro. I did, bro.
Who caught the ball first? Chubb, who'd you throw it to? Stand up for him. Mike Hilton, where are you, Mike Hilton? You caught that ball next. Who'd you throw it to? Eskridge, is that right? And then, Dean, who'd you throw that ball to? Okay, and then where'd it go to from there? Who got it next? Was that Achan? Is that right? And speaking of nicknames, I think we got Hill. And folks, we got nicknames. Everybody could have thrown to everybody. And we got Sheeta. Right under our noses. That's real, bro. That's real. Hey. Oh, God. Oh. What is going... I ain't going to sleep tonight, boy.
It's voodoo.
That's what I say every single time. If you let that man in your room, you know he's going to just freak you out.
He is that forever.
That'll be one of those deals we look over our shoulder at and take inventory as those men take their rightful place here in Steeler history. We're an hour away here at Acrisure Stadium, Pittsburgh and Miami. It's a high leverage Monday night, and the playoff chase, amazingly enough, is in the air tonight.
Approaching Steel City.
This game can be played one way. All right, baby. That's gonna be all right.
Straight from before we emerge, the 305 coming live to Blitzburg. Black and yellow frenzy, tank never empty. Dolphins, Steelers, M&M, simply victory. Flawless.
Downfield. He got it. And so shot. Touchdown.
Can't wait to see my boys compete on that field tonight.
An hour remaining to set the table for the final game of Week 15 as the Steelers and the Dolphins preparing to battle on a frigid night. Christmas right around the corner. Santa Claus might be hanging out in Pittsburgh at the moment. You see the real feel? I'd say it's about 7 degrees. Folks are bundled up. They're built for it here in downtown. There he is, Santa the Grinch. See how that goes. goes. One more time. Where is it? Put on that armor and warming up. Ready to go out here and try to stop all that cold weather chatter and stay red hot. And Michelle Beisner.
Yeah, I asked Devon Achane when we had him early on the show, what was the message from Mike McDaniel? This team was left for dead. Nothing looked great. The coach, we were talking about the coach job, a lot of things going wrong. They've had a resurgence. We see the run game. What has Mike McDaniel specifically told you guys about a turnaround and the way that we're seeing this team fight and play week in and week out here lately?
Well, as you guys know on the set, when you have the year that they had, when you're 1-6 and you're all but eliminated, and I realize that they're not, they still do have a fighting chance because of the way they were able to turn it around. But at 1-6, to be able to come back and do what they've been able to do to even put themselves in this position is not only a credit to the players in that locker room, but a huge credit to the coaching staff and what Mike McDaniel was able to do on the offensive side of the ball to totally pivot away from a quarterback who's played well in prior years but has struggled this year, and they go more to a rushing attack that I think a lot of people thought when Mike McDaniel was named the head coach that that's what we would see more of, but they've gone to that. The offensive line has played well. They've leaned into it, and I don't think it's a surprise that as the offense has gotten more out of the running game that we've also seen a dramatically improved defense. I think the two go hand in hand. It's been complimentary football here over the last 4 weeks, certainly, but even over the last 6 to 7. And it's a real compliment to everybody involved.
Troy, Jason here.
You'll make a career doing it when you get there.
All right. Well, our career currently says that it's time for us to let everybody know that the squad's been an interesting couple of weeks for them. We'll get to here momentarily.
I like the all whites.
Position tonight in the icy whites. Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa. And this team, they have really focused on the run game. Their strength is a Steelers' weakness, something we will be discussing here in our final half hour as we take you out to the handoff to Joe and Troy. As week 15 in the National Football League will wrap up. This Miami squad, as we mentioned, what they do well is something Pittsburgh doesn't do well. That's one piece of the equation. But let's recap how we got where we are tonight to a point where this game matters for both sides. Pittsburgh started pretty hot. They won 4 or 5. The Dolphins stumbled out of the game. They lost 6 or 7. We've all mentioned that game against Cleveland where it looked like they had basically punted on this season. Steelers hit a speed bump. The Dolphins have won 5 or 6. As we approach the finish line, you got 7 and 6, and you have 6-7, which my kids at home, I'm sure, are doing the 6-7 thing, which no one knows what it means, but everyone does that thing.
That always meant something different.
All right. As for Pittsburgh, last time they were on this field, they got booed off it. Then they went on the road and they got a win over the division.
Daniel was there, and there was a lot of pressure on him after the Dolphins fired their general manager, Chris Greer. But since they fired Chris Greer, this team has turned it around. They're winning. They're actually in playoff contention right now. And Mike McDaniel, barring some late season collapse, has coached himself into having that job next year. They're going to hire a GM that will review all options, but right now it's looking as if McDaniel stands a good chance of being back. But obviously after tonight's game, the heat will be increased on one of these coaches, and one of them will be sitting in a better and prettier position.
Adam, thank you. Last week I nominated the guy for Hemi simply to acknowledge the fact that his team continued to fight when it looked like perhaps they could punt on the season. And yes, they've beaten teams that aren't great, but they also beat Buffalo in the middle of their swag. If they win this game, they have everything has to go right for them to make the playoffs. But to win tonight against Pittsburgh, what's the recipe in your mind?
The run game, obviously. And Scott, I think a problem lies in that, to be honest with you. Look, hey, let's not go around the elephant in the room. The quarterback for Miami is a $250 million guy. And this is an organization that's trying to figure out, is he good enough for us to be a championship football team? The run game is awesome. Mike McDaniel is doing a phenomenal job, and they could very well win this game on the ground tonight. But ultimately, it's going to come down to 6 or 7 plays where Tua is either going to have to go beyond the X's and O's, or he's going to have to make a great throw and a great read in order for this team to have a chance to win this game. That's all I'm watching for tonight. I am never, the teams that we talk about for Super Bowls and having an opportunity to win those, either they got young quarterbacks that's ascending that ain't been paid yet, or the ones that pay their quarterbacks $250 million. Those quarterbacks are the reason they win a lot of games. Miami is good and it's cool. It's a great story. He's going to have to play well tonight as much as this run game is going to have to show up.
Jason, there's a name that perhaps people aren't familiar with, and I know is your center of attention. You want to share some love to who?
Aaron Brewer, center for the Miami Dolphins. And listen, they've been a little off on their offensive line. That's why they struggled earlier in the year with the run game. He's been consistent all year. And my man is the shortest man in the NFL. But he don't play like it. Check him out right here at the second level. If you're going to be undersized, you have to have athletic offensive line to do it. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody reach somebody over at the numbers. This kid can run. He plays hard. He plays physical. He is everything you want for this scheme in an offensive lineman. Way to go, Aaron Brewer.
That's going to mean the world of him coming from you, dog.
And I followed him when he was in Tennessee. Undersized guys, you always follow the guys are in the wings, right? Like, all right, come on, young fella, come on. He got into a system.
Right now.
Beautiful uniforms.
Utilizing what he brings.
Wow.
Other side of the ball, we had our meeting the other day. RC, you had a guy on the defense. What is it about Texas Tech linebackers and the Dolphins?
Hey, they hit it with Zach Thomas, and they've done the exact same thing with Jordan Brooks. Listen, he's a guy that's second in the NFL in tackles, but he's the heart and soul of this Miami Dolphins defense. And over the last 8 games, they've given up about 15 or 16 points.
The right side. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Miami.
This is Monday night.
We are back in Pittsburgh. The confluence, the Three Rivers flying in. There is a lot of ice in that water
tonight? Oh, absolutely. I hope so.
Yes, sir.
I always want that to happen.
Yeah.
I want to sit on the sideline for more time getting cold. Let's get out there and play. Heck, that drives me crazy.
Hey,
I don't know when that thing flipped. A couple of years ago, I guess.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, you're right. You get the ball. How about you go on a 6-7 minute drive here on Monday Night Football here?
Oh, that'd be great, Joe.
Come to go down and score. Yeah. It's just that's the way you start the game, right? A nice little 10, 11, 12 play drive for a touchdown. And, hey, listen, A-Chan, everybody knows about him. I mean, Monday Night Football really highlight the year he's had so far. He has just been unbelievable. And the blocking, every part of the other 10 guys that are playing with him just do a great job and really helped him. And, guys, this is the best and the healthiest thing we don't talk enough about. This is the healthiest we've been, man. We don't have 3 or 4 guys out. We're actually... I mean, this is good a shape as we've been, especially on the line of scrimmage now that Austin Jackson.
After 6 seasons here in black and gold, Laura Rutledge visited with him just a few moments ago.
Minka, when it comes to this defense and their turnaround, what can you say about some of your teammates like Jordan Brooks and even some of the younger guys?
Yeah, I think I'm really proud to be a part of this team. We started off slow, but everybody stuck together, bonded. You know what I'm saying? Got closer. Challenged one another, took accountability, and I think that's why we are where we are right now.
I know you said all week that this is like any other game for you, but you are playing against a team that traded you after 6 seasons. Where are your emotions right now?
Nameless great faces, as Coach T would say.
I like that. Yeah. All right, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Scott.
Thank you so much. Miami Dolphins. I have no idea how. They're going to run it. They're going to run it. They're going to run it. That's what they do. We appreciate you watching Countdown. Troy on the call. We'll see you at halftime and on SportsCenter when it's show. Thanks, pal.
10. If you're on the Allegheny, you may encounter a little bit of ice down there. And here we are at Acrisure Stadium, home of the Steelers, who sit in first place in the AFC.
Let's go, Dolphins! Woo!
Coming off his best game as a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Show some Dolphins.
In the warm confines of the locker room, Tua Tagovailoa. They haven't been asking a lot of him. They have been asking a lot of Devon Achane as the Dolphins roll into this game having won 5 of 6 straight. Going to be a fun night. Going to be a cold night on Monday Night Football on ESPN. I'm not sure if you can hear us at home, but no.
Pregame can be playing This is Miami Dolphins football on the Dolphins Radio Network. Here's Jimmy Cephalo and Joe Rose.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Where tonight, the 6-7 Miami Dolphins will take on the 7-6 Pittsburgh Steelers in a Monday night football clash between two teams fighting for playoffs, Joe. It's a game that the Dolphins must win. They'd be eliminated if they would lose. And this is a tough place to play.
You know, Jimmy, they haven't gotten a lot of help from the teams they needed to lose around the league the last 2 weeks, actually. But, hey, they got a chance to get back to 500 with 3 games left, 2 of them the next 2 weeks at home. And Jimmy, we've been talking about the narratives. They've been talking about the narratives since the start of the year, and this has been one. Cold weather, late in the season against a good football team, and try to find a way to win to get back to 500 after starting 1-6. It'd be a hell of a story.
Well, we long said if the Dolphins are going to be the team we all hope they can be, they've got to win in the Northeast in cold weather in December. And here's our opportunity at a night game in Pittsburgh. How tough is it to win here on a Monday night? The Steelers have not lost a Monday night football game in their home stadium since 1991.
That's incredible.
There's not a Dolphin on this roster that was born in 1991. Mike McDaniel was just 8 years old.
Their record on Monday Night Football is just off the charts what they've been able to
That's our guy.
Last 22 in a row at home on Monday night. Connor Bryan here.
For the NFL all year long. Sirius XM NFL Radio
Just to help them get through this weather, and in fact, Jalen Waddle told me they're going to have some thermal gloves under their regular gloves. Joe, he said it's all about just keeping the hands and the feet warm tonight.
Laura, see if you can steal a pair of those and stay warm down there. And now
Taj Washington, the young wide receiver from USC, will not play. Neither will Elijah Campbell, the special teams ace. A.J. Green is out, so is Matthew Butler, the defensive tackle. So those are your inactives. Anything surprising there, Joe?
Nope. Very healthy team, Jimmy, overall. Really healthy. Austin Jackson back as a starter. And so they got to feel pretty good as far as coach. A little bit to the general manager today about, hey, this is the formula, what we've had the last month that we need to do now in this cold weather. It should be a winning formula, and we'll find out tonight.
And Devon Achane, who injured a rib a week ago against the Jets, really, we've not talked a lot about it because he's healthy and ready to go.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, it's not an issue, and what a year he's having. My gosh. Receiver and a runner.
Without question. 8.5 minutes to kickoff. You're listening to the local Miami looking up at both the Bills and the Patriots.
Bag from my wife 2 years ago.
Toward a wild card spot.
Monday night.
Possible? Yes. Is it probable? No.
No,
but they got to win. They got to win out to get there.
Hey, they got to keep this story going. It's great. They started 1-6, and it was looking bad. Here they are, a chance to get 7-7.
Proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleam. Whose broad
so completely blessed, so excited about tonight. The pizza's coming. My wife's picking that up. And
the free